Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Tom McRae here. Well, Tom, so nice to see you. How
Good morning.
are you doing?
Good, good.
Good. Well, I know you've been busy over at the golf course trying to make things better for our players, and you know, the course is very challenging, I'm sure, at times.
It's a lot of property. It's a lot of grass that we have to keep healthy. It's a long process, but we've got a new group on board that's doing the maintenance. We brought in, unfortunately, Sean Sincata left us, and we now have a group from Trone, the largest management company in the world, that is actually taking over the leadership. We still have our own crew involved, but they've taken over the leadership of our golf course agronomy, and it's been a great partnership so far. And currently we have a lot going on, which we'll talk about throughout this piece. But there's been some great improvements, and we're going to see even more in the years to come.
So let me ask you, what kind of a company is that, and what do they do?
Trone is the largest management company of golf courses. They basically take golf courses that are owned by others, and they manage them for them, from maintenance to food and beverage to everything, and it's worldwide.
Wow.
And it's something, through my connections in the PGA, we located them, we discussed it with their people, and we came up with a partnership that so far has worked great.
And Laguna Woods has never had that before?
They have never had that before, no.
Okay. Well, what do you anticipate this company being able to do differently than before?
Well, one of the things that, when you have a standalone superintendent, you have a series of expertise, and in the past we've had a great superintendent, who's very knowledgeable, but it's just one guy.
Yeah.
With the Trone company, what we felt was that now there's a whole company full of good people, of the expertise, the best in the business. That if we need something, if something does go awry, and honestly something did go awry this summer. We had some challenges with the greens, and we were able to recover using the resources from that company.
Oh, that's great.
And also we were able to get pricing on certain things that's a lot better because of their buying power.
Yes.
So it just keeps getting, the pluses keep going up. So
that is awesome. More reasons for people to live here.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, now you can be the spokesperson for Laguna Woods Village. Let me tell you about the golf course.
Yeah, anytime. They're in my office every day, so it's all good.
Now, the last time you were here, we'll just touch on this real quick, is your new system that you have in place. Is that working pretty well now?
The new reservation system through 4UP is working actually fantastically. Like when we started the process, I told my staff and I told the residents that there were going to be a couple of months that were not going to be very fun, and it was going to be difficult until it wasn't. And it was exactly what we thought it was going to be. Getting people tuned to using the online reservation system, and to be honest, there's still some things that we have to work out within the software that their development team is working on. But as of right now, the tee sheet is full every day. It's the phone calls, it's very unobtrusive. It takes usually just a couple of minutes to fill the tee sheet. The monthly billing is working very well. It's like a country club. You charge everything that you buy, that you use from golf, and at the end of the month you get a bill.
That's great.
And other than a few declined credit cards or things like that, there's 2,500 people in the system now.
Yeah, wow.
And so we have 2,500 bills going out every month.
Yeah.
And right now I have about 25 people that have a variety. Your cards get hacked, and you forget where you have them. Lord knows that's happened to me too many times. Got to remember what wine club I put that credit card on.
Oh, that's great that you were able to, complete that system, get it in place, and then now I'm imagining that you guys are back to normal prior to COVID?
For the most part, yes. There really aren't restrictions, other than the staff is still required to wear a face covering, while they're working and outside, inside with others.
Okay.
But other than that, we're good to go, and guests are coming out. The policies really haven't changed.
Perfect.
We thought about expanding the policies a little bit, but with the Delta variant, to be honest, we're just biding our time a little bit to see if something does change.
Okay.
Because it could.
Exactly, and why go through all the trouble of expanding and then having to pull back, so I totally get it. So let's talk about what improvements you have made. Now, a couple of things with the grass, aeration.
Correct.
So why do you do that?
Well, twice a year, what you have is a system where you have to keep the green surfaces smooth. just growing grass, it's not necessary to aerate all the time because you're not looking for a smooth surface. Essentially what you get with a green surface is you get a very tightly knit root pattern. And it grows and grows and grows for 6 months, and then it gets really tight and it starts to get clumpy and it starts to not be able to drain. So what we have to do is we have to use a process called an aerification. And what you see here on the screen is you see the number of holes that are punched. We have a machine that essentially comes through and removes part of the thatch, part of the turf. And those tines are actually very good, healthy tines. We use those to growing grass in other areas. And once we do that, then that allows the root systems to grow into the sand that we spread over the green surfaces and fill them in.
Okay.
And then we're able to, once it recovers in, now we have a good, healthy grass surface that we can actually mow down to that smooth area.
So what's in the holes now? You can see it's like white.
It's sand. It's very fine aerification sand that is spread out and fills in all the holes. Otherwise, it would take a lot longer to grow in, and it would grow in with a little bit of a hole. So we make sure that we spread sand over it, we spray it in to make sure all the holes are filled, and then over time the grass will grow and it will fill those holes in.
Oh, I see. And how often did you say you have to do that?
We do that in the fall and we do that in the spring.
Oh, okay.
But also in part of some of the pictures that'll pop up here in a moment, what you see here is the tea surfaces in the fall. What happens is with the grass that we use, there's a lot of Bermuda and there's a lot of kikuyu grass. And in the winter, that doesn't grow very well. And it tends to go off color, and the growth just basically slows down to nothing.
Okay.
So the high traffic areas, which are on the tees, which everybody is going to walk in these areas, we have to actually put some different grasses on those tee surfaces to allow them to have something to hit off of.
Right.
And that's what we have to do. So what you'll see, what's going on right now, is you'll see what we have to do is we have to come through and scalp down all the grass that's on there now. That's what you saw in that last picture is the brown grass. It doesn't look very nice. But then what we do is we have to come in and actually put a ryegrass seed on top of that.
Okay.
And we have to water it very, very heavy.
Oh, I see.
So some of the tee surfaces when you go out and play now aren't great. And on the big course, we have all the tees pressed way forward so the other tees can actually take hold and grow.
And how long is that going to take?
We're going to start to open them up probably at the end of next week.
Oh, okay.
And I will admit they're a little bit behind because during the current situation, the grass seed simply wasn't available. So we were a week.
It's on one of those ships.
It's probably on one of the ships out sitting in LA Harbor.
Exactly.
Like the hats that we can't get. People wonder why we don't have some hats in the pro shop.
Yeah.
It's taken 3 months to order just a basic cap.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. And then one last photo, we have sand. So what is that? Is that part of the aeration?
Right. That's what the green initially looks like. Once we punch all the holes, we have to come through with a spreader and throw sand.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
And then what you can see in that image is you see a lot of the sand is not in the holes. You can actually see some of the holes without sand in it. So what happens is once we spread the sand, then we come through with a sweeper and make sure that we're sweeping sand into all the holes.
I see.
So they're topped off, and then we can blow all the sand off of that. And then we can actually play on it. It's not ideal. The greens are a little slower, a little bumpier.
Yeah.
But when we do that, then the grass will be healthy for the months to come.
I mean, that's only a temporary situation until it actually all grows. So that's great.
Yeah, golfers are used to it. They know what it is. But it was funny. You start having people ask, why do you have to do that? We want to play golf. And I says, well,
now you know.
Now you know. I explained it to them, and I thought this would be a great topic to talk about today.
It is a great topic. I mean, always interested to know how things operate and work. So we appreciate that. Thank you for coming in.
Of course.
Anything else?
Go Giants.
Go Giants. There you go. All right. Thank you again. All right. And we will be right back after this with social services. So stick around.